Hello people, Greg the Wild hit me back once again. Today I'm starting this. Got it on eBay for about 20 quid I think, with a wooden model of the HMS Victory as well. It came with glue and some paints. Been looking for this kit for a long time really. Well, not really looking for it, but I've wanted to build this kit for a long time. It's one of my favourite sailing ships, but I had this when I got it at Christmas when I was about 10 years old, and I made a real hash of it, starting it with my dad. And all I'd done was I put the two decks in and glued the hull together, as per part of question one, bear with me. And question one, instruction number one, oh, crud. Yeah. And I'd put these bits in upside down, and I just made a real hash of it and hadn't painted it. So I saw it going, and I thought, yeah, alright, it's reasonable. I'll get it. And yeah, so I'm having another go. I don't know how long this one's going to take me. As you can see, I've made a start. Listen, unlike with the last attempt, I've actually I've painted the decks. This is just first coat with the Tamiya deck tan. It always takes two coats at least before it starts looking good. So yeah, yeah, mate, and on with it. There's enough. Another reason why I'm making this video is I tried to find a build video of this on YouTube, and I could only actually find one. And the guy just, no offence to the guy, I just couldn't get into his video. He was going on about tidying up his man cave and doing loads of other stuff, not actually talking about building the model. I watched for about 15 minutes and he still hadn't got on to building this. So I went nuts to it, turned it off, and I said there's a few kit review videos, so I'm not going to go into all the parts and the destructions and all that, because there's videos of that out there. I'm just going to go straight into building it. No idea how long it's going to take me to do, blah de blah. I've got to do a bit of research. I mean, I might even just spray everything. So I've got a tin of rattle can of the Tamiya deck tan. I might just spray the whole kit in that, because I think most of the ship was a natural wood colour rather than black. And then weather it and pick out some of the bits in a different wood colour. But yeah, I need to sort of sit back and do a little bit of research into the Victory and see what was what. And yeah, I'm not going to shut up waffling now, and I'll bring you back when I've done a bit more. Right, okay, so carrying on with HMS Victory, I gave it all a bit of a spray over with a rattle can of Tamiya's, well, two rattle cans of Tamiya's deck tan. Didn't do a particularly even job, but it's enough of a base coat to be working with. So I've been cracking on this morning, doing a bit of detail painting on the decks. Not sure if red's the right colour for those grates, but I think that makes them pop really nicely. Done the bow bulkhead. I had to do a bit of Google searching, because these painting instructions leave an awful lot to be desired. Just basically shows the sides, and on the inside of the instructions there's no paint call outs, just assembly guide. So I've had to go with a little bit of research and artistic license. So I'm quite happy so far. I'm gonna have a go with some of my leftover deck wash from AK. Gonna do the lower deck first, just in case it messes everything up. And then do the other two decks. So yeah, that's the build so far. I'll bring you back when I'm ready to put the deck inside the hull. See you shortly. Right, yeah, this is AK's naval weathering colours. This is a dark wash for for wooden decks. There's not a lot of detail in this old kit, but don't know how well you're getting that, but I love how it's brought up the limited detail and almost made it look like real wood. Not quite, because there's no individual planks, there's just the whole length of the deck. If it was like a more modern moulding where they cut the planks, that like what happened with the hood, if you've watched my hood video, how that's come out. But considering the detail that's on this kit, I am so happy with how that's come out. I think that's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I'm going to let that dry. All the other parts, I just need to do some yellowing on this bulkhead once that paint's dry. I probably need to go over some of the blue because I kept accidentally touching it when it was there in my way. My own fault. So I'm going to have to retouch that. But yeah, there needs some yellow on it, or gold. And yeah, then I'll be ready to put the hull together. So I'll speak to you soon. Right, well, I've got the hull together, sort of. I spent ages getting these posts all lined up between the two decks, and then as I went to put it together, they kind of came apart. So I've ripped the top deck off. I'm going to get this all married up and glued nicely. And then I'm going to hopefully be able to put the top deck straight in at the top, and then get these all lined up again. Very fiddly, very frustrating. But yeah, it's coming together. I think it's looking quite smart. I've done a dry brush undercoat on the detailing on the stern. There's the two side bits, like where the officers would have lived. They're going to get a... later on, they'll get dry brushed over again in yellow, and hopefully that will really pop out. So yeah, so far looking alright. I'll bring you back when I've done a bit more. Alright, well, that took some doing. Yeah, not all the posts are perfectly lined up, but once I get the boats on the top, then you're not really going to see that, thankfully. Get in there with a paintbrush and do a few paint touch-ups that I've noticed. Yeah, every time I let go, the lower deck slips off its little runner, so I'm having to hold it steady. I mean, it's not 100% in the right place because like some of the posts aren't going right home, but I'm starting to run out of patience with it, to be honest. That was really, really fiddly and horrible. It will do. Like I said, once all the masts and everything are on, and the launches which go on top of them beams are in place, you're not going to see it. So yeah, it will do. So yeah, I'm just going to hold this for another 5 minutes before I dare risk letting go, and hope that it stays stuck. So yeah, I'll see you in a little while. Yeah, well, I tried dry brushing it with the yellow, and it just looks a complete mess now. It's really, really, really annoying. I should have left it in the white. It looked a lot more striking. I know it isn't correct to the ship, but it looked really good in white. Now it's just a blur. It's really, really annoying. I'll try and take a couple of close-up photos and put them in now. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to paint it black again, and then dry brush it in white. It doesn't help that my yellow paint's pretty much had it. It's really annoying, so I've got to do the sides of the ship as well. Yeah, vaguely annoying. We just get a copper colour for the hull, even though I'm sure she wasn't actually copper plated underneath. I know she isn't now, sitting in dry dock. Massive great big holes in the hull apparently. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? Can't win them all. So yeah, I think I'm going to paint that black again, and then just dry brush it with the white. Maybe do a bit of research. But yeah, coming on. Alright, back on with the Victory again. Yeah, been up to the local model shop, bought a load of paints, wonderful. Yeah, got most of the colours I need, but Humbrol's severely lacking a lot of them again, so I won't be able to start some of my aircraft projects. I'm going to have a rant again. You know, what is it with these Tinlets? Both Revell and Humbrol are doing it. They're more like a wash than an actual paint. They're so thin, and it's all bled. As soon as I lifted the hull up slightly, it's all bled down the front. I was just starting to think, okay, it's more of a wash than a paint, but for a first coat, looking all right. Then that, I'll leave the lid off for a couple of days like I normally do, so as it thickens up. Right, so Victory's coming on pretty well. I need to neaten up the edges on the stripes. Yeah, the yellow paint's almost thick enough to use now. It's still like a thick wash, but yeah, it's getting there. I put the wheels in and built up that bit there for Nelson's cabin. Yeah, done lots of other little bits and pieces. I sort of painted the stern. Yeah, I'm not massively happy with it. I'm going to go round with the black and a very, very tiny brush and neaten that up. Yeah, that's what else. I need to do something with these masts. They are sinkhole and seamline paradise. I'm hoping that's it for the mast, because I don't think I've got anything else that's mast related in the kit. There doesn't really seem to be enough bits there. The crow's nest or the fighting tops are there, but yeah, it doesn't seem like there's enough parts, but we'll soon see when we try and put it together. All I need to do is get the kit number for the re-release for Airfix, and I can get the parts ordered. I'm tempted to get another set of the vac form sails. I don't know yet. Well, let's see how that comes. I can probably add them at almost any time. So yeah, that side's been painted. As I say, after watching a couple of documentaries on the Victory, she's not. It doesn't actually appear to be yellow on the stripes, even though she's always painted as bright yellow. But looking at her now, she's more like the deck colour, like the buff wood colour, which is, you know, a little bit annoying. But I'm going to leave it with the bright yellow because I think she looks nicer. Yeah, I completely forgot to get a copper colour paint for the bottom of the hull. So yeah, I'll get paid in a week. So hopefully, well, I won't. Well, before I start putting the masts and the cannons on, I'll pause until I can get there. Yeah, until I can get the copper colour. But yeah, let's stop waffling, and yeah, I'll see you later. Right, this is gonna hurt. I've done kind of the best I can with the yellow and gold on the detailing. It's just not working. I don't know why, but I'm reasonably happy with it. But it's doing the flags and the fleur, whatever it's called, and yeah, and all of that lot on there. So yeah, that's gonna hurt. I wish I had a proper magnifier and some better brushes, but we'll do what we can, and I'll show you when I've done it. Right, as you can see, I've done quite a bit since I last filmed. Kind of forgot to film, plus I've had people here while I've been working on it. Yeah. But yeah, I've got the poop deck on. I need to paint that. I need to dry brush that to pick out the detail, because that's another one of them vents. I've got the stern plate on. That sort of just literally put that on now. Need to get back to holding it in place. I've lost my sellotape. I've done something daft with that. But yeah, it's most of the hull itself is done now. I've got to put the cannons in the top two decks, and put the sides of the stern on, and I think that's everything apart from the bulk of the cannon, and then I think I'm on to the masts, and I'm going to pause now. Once I get everything on apart from the masts, I've got to really do some clean up and some repair on them masts because they're in a right state. There's holes in them, there's seam lines a lot. But I need to buy a copper paint to paint the bottom of the hull. So, but I've got lots of little things. I've got to paint the top of the whatever that is. I think that's where the bell was. Where's? I don't know. But yeah, I've got lots of little paint touch-ups and things to do in the meantime. So yeah, when she's ready for the masts to go on, I will bring you back and show you. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. Yeah, I need to find a very tiny drill bit or just a small piece of wire that I can heat up. So I need to punch holes in things for the rat lines because they don't exist. But yeah, lots of little things to do. I'm going to shut up waffling, get back to holding that stern in place because it's moved. And yeah, I'll see you when she's ready for the masts. Right, that's the deck cannons, the ones you'll be able to see all of, all made. Needs to touch up the paint on a few of them, but it's no bother. I think I've done just about everything on the top deck that needs painting now. Yeah, I think everything's done. I need to have a quick flick through the instructions. There's a few bits to go on the bow, but there's actually quite a lot of things to go on the bow, but that involves the bowsprit, and that goes in at the same time. So I think I'm just going to leave them off for now, and the what are they called, the davits that stick out various places, obviously for swinging boats off of. I'm going to leave them off until the end as well, because I'll only knock them. Yeah, they only get knocked off. So yeah, leave that dry for a little while. Do a little bit of weathering on the freshly painted bits of deck. But yeah, we're looking good. Okay, so put the sides of the stern on still. They don't fit massively well, but I will just make them work as best as I can, and then touch up the paint to hide the imperfections. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying this build so far. Gonna leave it like that for a little while. Got to let paint dry and glue dry and everything, so I'm gonna go and watch some model making on YouTube. See you in a bit. Well, I've got the sides of the stern cabin on. They look alright. They don't fit perfectly, but they're good enough. From a distance, they don't look too bad. Yeah, I've done all the paint touch-ups. Done a little bit of a wash in places where it needed doing. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with how this is looking. My little lifeboats are all good. I've got the oars. That's it. Throw it on the floor. That's a good start, isn't it? Yeah, got the oars in there now. Just going to give that a bit of a wash once the paint touch-ups have dried in them. And I've done the paint touch-ups on the carts that the cannon sits on. I can't think of the proper name for them. Is it dollies or something? I can't remember. But yeah, I've done the paint touch on those. So you do the cannons themselves once that's dry, and then we'll have the fun and games of trying to get them into the lower decks and glued in place without ruining the paintwork on the decks. So yeah, that's going to be interesting, isn't it? Yeah, hopefully that will go reasonably smoothly. But yeah, I think we're doing all right. I'm going to, I've said it several times, I'm going to actually start cutting out the masts, the individual parts for each mast, doing one mast at a time, and then bundling them together, so I don't get confused when it comes time to actually putting them together. So I'm going to get on and do that, and I'll bring you back soon. Well, I've managed to get the first two cannon in. It would appear that on the deck is too high, which is, you know, a bit annoying. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, it seems to be lower on the other side. It's a real fiddly bugger trying to get the cannon in. I'm going to try and put one in the other side and see whether or not they sit any better, but that's definitely too high. But yeah, massive difference on the port side. That's really annoying, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about that. Yeah, that's really annoying. I did my best on that, and yeah, for some reason the deck's lifted on that side, but there's no way I can get it to stick down. Bastardo! Looks like out of all of them, maybe one of the cannons will sit at the right height. I think I'm going to close the two middle gun ports. Yeah, that's really annoying. But the other annoying thing is about being at the right height on the other side. I can't really get the nib of me glue thing in there to actually glue them to the deck. Yeah, I almost want to chuck it all in the bin now, but I'll rescue it somehow. Yeah, the deck is much better positioned on this side. I'm really annoyed about that, but you know, there's absolutely nothing I can do about it now. I'm going to get like the last cannon in on that side, and then put the cannon ports closed on the middle two. But I'm still looking at. I'm still going to have to put the cannons in, because you can see it'd be a bit odd if they were missing. So yeah, I might just stick them in, and then hope that this side of the model comes out better than the other side, so I can display it that way around to hide the mistake. But yeah, yeah, I wish I had a better tripod for this camera, then I could set you up so you could actually see the faff I've got on trying to get these cannon in. I mean, this last one's going to be even worse because, you know, it's right behind them steps, and I forgot about that. Otherwise I would have left the second one out, put that one in, and then, but yeah, fun. Yeah, there's not really anywhere I can set you up, I don't think. That might work. Tenor says I knocked the model and the camera falls over. I've left myself at a complete disadvantage here, trying to reach over and do the angles. So let's get some glue on the bottom of this truck, or whatever it's called. If my glue hasn't... Really hate this Revel contactor stuff. Nothing comes out, and then you give it a little bit of a squeeze and you get like enough to do about 20 jobs. Are you going to fit? Yeah, kind of. Let's see what I mean here. Yeah, the really annoying thing is I put glue on the truck, so I can't even, you know, what I will do, I can't be bothered, I can't even put that one, because like, you've got glue on your wheels, you can just go there. Right, come on tweezers, drop it. Surprising how well that camera's balancing. Yeah, so annoyingly you can't really see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to attempt, it's the same way I got that one in, which was absolute pig and faff. Yeah, it's the fun and games of getting the cannon in there on its wheels. Come on, drop. Nowhere near where I wanted it. Right, so it's a bit like fishing, only more frustrating. Oh look, there we go. Happy fucking days. Right, we're there. We are there. Right, so leave that there. Hope I don't. There we go. Yeah, a little bit of that. There we go, cannon in. Happy days. I don't know how much of that you'd have seen, but you've got some idea. Yeah, let's get the other two in. Or just blooming knock the cannon off its truck. That was clever sausage fingers, wasn't it? There's the one. I don't know, I've got more cannon around here somewhere. There we go. My YouTube's done its usual. Just realised. I'm going, it's still there. You bee! Ah! What did you do that for? Come on. Don't. Hey, the whole thing goes over. Damn you. Well, thankfully, I don't think I knocked any of the cannons, so I'm sorry you. That's really frustrating. Oh, you didn't. You bloody didn't. You absolute zebra. It's knocked the cannon off the truck. I hate how poorly these stick. As I was saying, yeah, my YouTube's done its usual and stopped on me, done its half an hour of play, and then goes, it really annoys me, because like, you're beavering away on something, listening to your music, and then why have you moved across? Oh no! Oh. I've pulled the cannon off that one now as well. Why did you move across? You were glued down where I bloody wanted you. Stay. Asshole. And there we go. Right, that's them in place. Right, let's have a look. So yeah, you can't really see, but you can tell that the deck's far too high. And have you moved? You've bloody moved and you've stuck, haven't you? There's nothing I can do about that now, is there? So yeah, I've got 6 cannon left. They'll be a lot easier to put in. They go on this top, well not top deck. They go on this deck here by the wheelhouse. So I'll get them in, and then I think I'm gonna call it a night for now, or at least I don't know. I may or may not. Knowing me, I'll probably crack on and do something else. I need to fathom out the best way to make a hole in these. I don't have any tiny pin vise drill bits, so I'm thinking a very small needle heated up. See how that goes. So I can see that ending disastrously. But yeah, I'll fathom that out, get that, then get the last few bits done, get her ready for our masts. So yeah, I'll see you later. Alright, well there's the bow parts all painted nicely. You just got to give the blue a few hours to dry because it's enamel. Finally got the little cannon things on the bow. they look quite neat. Yeah, just haven't done much on the hull today. I've just sort of left that alone. So worried I'm going to knock the cannons out, which I'm bound to do before we finished at least once. Yeah. So today I've been mainly concentrating on that, cleaning up 2 of the masts. I thought I pulled all 3 off the sprue, but I hadn't. So I'm going to do a bit more of that. I've painted the fighting tops. I just need to work out where on the 2 masts that are set up, that are prepared, where the black goes and where the yellow goes. Yeah. Oh, I've still got a pretty nasty paint splat to sort out there. Yeah, I think that's got to be in black. That's a black to sort that out. It's very, very confusing as to where the lines go when you've only really got, well, you've only got the non-existent paint guide to go to. I mean, I could be looking at more photographs as I'm doing this, but when I'm looking at photographs I get annoyed because this yellow's too bright. It's more of that deck tan buff colour, but mine's yellow, it's my model, what are you going to do? Yeah, I think it looks smart in the bright yellow. It might not be correct, but dilly gaff. I'm going to stop waffling, I'm going to sort out that bit, and then yeah, do some more on the masts. Alright, found this in Lidl's the other day for £7. Absolutely brilliant. Nice little pin vise. It's got a little actual vise, and yeah, loads of little. Yeah, I used quite a few of them doing this job, but yeah, the extra thin jewel bits are like very, very flimsy. Did bend I snapped one and bent a couple. But yeah, it took some doing. But all of these bits for where the rat lines tie into. Yeah, so I had to drill the top of them so there weren't any holes in them. So yeah, I've done all them. There's more on the table behind me. It took like, felt like forever. But at least they're done now. I'll start working out where they go on the ship. But yeah, I mean, I've been away for a week. Yeah, took my motorbike up to Morpeth Motorbikes to get a little bit of work done, and yeah, it's still there, waiting for parts, and yeah, so my friend gave me a lift home. I spent the last week sleeping on my ex-wife's sofa. It wasn't too bad. It was like being married again. I'm living on the sofa, but I'm getting food. Yeah, I can't remember what I filmed before I went away, but the masts are kind of almost painted. They need a second coat of the yellow, but yeah, I think I'm going to do that tonight and then go to bed. Then tomorrow I think I'll start putting the masts together, so yeah, I'll speak to you then. Oh yeah, I finally made a new rack for me paints to go on. It's not perfect, I could have done a better job of it, but you know, never mind. It's a lot better than the other one. At least the paints actually fit in. I didn't need to make the sides triangular because the original idea was have them the other way, so as it was like that. But yeah, one day I'll redesign it, but it works well enough. At least the paints fit in it now. So yeah, and I've got quite a collection. Replaced loads of them recently. So you know, as and when I can start churning my way through the nice healthy stash. But yeah, I need that mat 24 so I can do them masts. Right, okay, so I've done the first coat of the copper on the underside, and actually it looks alright. I wasn't sure. I was doing it kind of in the dark. I only just switched the big light on for the camera, but I think 3 coats of that and that'll actually look alright. I do, you know, it was very thin, as always for humble paints these days. When you know, the quality has just really dropped. But you know, when you're on a limited budget, then you're kind of stuck with what you can afford. But yeah, it's alright. Just build it up in layers. yeah, so I'm going to let that dry for a few hours, give it a second coat, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Right, I've brought the hole through to the lounge where the light's a bit better, just to show you how the copper's come out. It's not amazing, but I'm very happy with that. That will do. I like the fact that it's really uneven and patchy, and it's got a very, very slight greenish tinge to it, which is perfect. So yeah, that'll do, won't it? Yeah, next is to put the bits on for the rigging to attach to, and then maybe put on the masts. Also need to replace a couple of cannons that I've knocked out, which is a bit annoying. I've just noticed one's actually missing. Oh dear, I better try and find that. Right, okay, so yeah, I haven't done any more since the last clip. My computer's starting to bitch at me again, running out of space. It's making it awkward to, well, difficult to edit videos. So I'm going to call this one a day here. So this is the end of part 1 of the Victory build, and I'll be along with part 2 where I tackle the masts and the rigging and put in the rest of the cannons. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, all of that jargon, and I'll see you on the next one very soon. Take it easy, people.